think I've come to the conclusion that Tainted Eve is rough in the early going, but then gets manageable towards the end game if you get a couple of halfway decent items. That last run was really something special. Right up to the point that we picked up Hemolacria and suddenly I couldn't hit anything. God bless that little fire. It's been my greatest source of damage in the room. So after this run, we'll switch to Shovel Knight, and then I gotta shove off it to... Oh, you know what, really quickly? If you guys will indulge me. Yeah, the swipe feature, like, when I remember to do it, it works out pretty well. I just forget 85% of the time. That strikes me as being pretty good. Ugh. I will gleefully put my life on the line to get some more firepower going here. Vasculitis is going to make it very difficult to track which shots are harmful and which ones aren't. Oh, did the booster really get you, Apocalyptic? Ugh. Sorry to hear it. I'm not yet ready for a boot. Well, I mean, like, if they give me a booster, if they give me the chance to take a booster, I'll take a booster, but according to the strictest letter of the CDC, I'm not in a place to need a booster at the moment. Not for Pfizer. Retro Vision. I would like to get this 3-cent card, please. That second shot knocked me out for 2 days. My second shot put me on my ass, so much so that I missed 2 streaming days, and you guys know how I feel about missing streaming days. If I'm supposed to work, I'm supposed to work, you know? But I got the shot. What are these guys doing down here? I got the shot. Took 1 day to be sick as balls. And I took the second day to recover from being sick as balls because I couldn't sleep worth of shit. Nice, Lauren. Our boys already have their appointment. Our boys already have their appointment for their first shot. Will be next week. And they're officially fully vaccinated. Interesting. They're officially fully vaccinated. Just in time to go see Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters. And have that be the first thing that they've done outside the house in a group setting, in an indoor group setting. It'll be the first thing they've done outside the house in an indoor group setting in 2 years. Get my booster in a couple hours. The world thanks you. Oh, my aching dick. Okay, hold on. I have ideas. I have ideas. It's okay. I got a bunch of little things I want to try to do.
Hey man,
no,
bits.
In before I ask you to go see Spider-Man No Way Home with me, and your head explodes from the goddamn it Noah reaction. That's not how you'd ask me to do it, though. If I've learned anything from you, Noah, is that when you say, "Hey, Taffy, do you want to go see Spider-Man No Way Home?" It's never, "Taffy, do you just want to go to a movie? Bring the wife, bring the kids." Because genuinely, even in before times, that would work. Yours would be like, hey man, did you know that that cruise to the Bahamas that Aaron and I booked, that they're gonna be showing Spider-Man No Way Home on it? You should see if you could get your in-laws to watch your kids for 5 days so that you and me can watch Spider-Man No Way Home on a Bahamas booze cruise. It's never just, do you want to see a movie? It's, hey man, did you hear the in-flight movie for Delta going to the West Coast right now is Spider-Man No Way Home? Do you want to book a flight to a thing out in San Francisco for a week? Just get Amber to watch your kids. She doesn't mind raising them alone. Let's go do a fun thing. We'll fuel up on Galaxy Diner and then we'll hit the Bahamas. All you gotta do is figure out some way for other people to raise your children. Oh, wait. I have ideas. No, thank you for the itty bitties, man. What a horrible night to have a... I forgot that this shit even happened with her. Yeah, I legitimately forgot that this was even a thing that happened. Bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Yeah, we have a rainbow poop. I'm leaning into this. We're gonna take some chances. What? Shit. Okay, hold on. Let's not get out of control here. We've got this. It's fine. That room's not banned. We just, you know, we gotta put a little advanced thought into it. There we go. So Noah, we got into a call with Galen last night. We signed up for health insurance. And because I'm going to potentially lose the Twitch contract next year, and it kind of knocks me out of a higher tax bracket, we qualify for tax credits to the tune of $819 a month for the entirety of 2022. So we're gonna have our health insurance monthly payments go down over $800 a month for a year. That was pretty cool news. That is a third of Amber's car instantly paid for. Ooh. I need more health. I don't think I take that yet. If I'm not mistaken, that's a tiers upgrade. Alright, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and tell Twitch. Yeah, listen, man. Not to be an asshole here, Twitch, but if that contract doesn't get re-upped, I'm gonna suddenly find myself very interested in this potential class action lawsuit about the data leak. If I've learned one thing, it's all about the money. Noah pokes me and goes, "There's grumblings about a clash." Oh, okay, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I play my cards face up on the table. What you see is what you get. Maybe this won't go on YouTube. Nobody watches the videos on YouTube yet. I wish I knew where my second secret room could be, man. There's like 5 spots it could be. Ollie Queen, I appreciate you. Shit. I'm trying stuff. Bear with me. Looky, looky, I got hooky. Ready to be in a car with me for 6 hours? Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. You know? We got retirement.gg stuff to talk about. Yeah, man, we got plenty to discuss, you know. Lots we can bat around. We gotta like, honestly, I talked to Galen last night. We were saying that like we're 3 months into like getting these YouTube videos ported over, and we were talking about like needing to come back and circle around and make sure that we really felt like we were getting our money's worth out of it. I'm gonna keep it going, but I mean, knowing I can talk about the you know, the return on investment for setting up a new YouTube presence, knowing I can talk about retirement.gg, we could talk shop with Justin. Justin and I are kicking around whether or not we want to potentially stream any of this. We can talk about what the upcoming year looks like. Glitch! Devonker says, dealer hit me, Amber. Taffy, I'm your wife and we're playing gin. Taffy, you've activated my trap card. Joke's on you, lady friend. The Shazam! Oh, the Shazam. One of the three pillars that got me back into streaming was the Shazam spotting me at TwitchCon 4 years ago when I wasn't streaming, running me down and going, Taffy? And I was like, the fuck you know who I am. Like, my boyfriend and I met in your chat, and from there, a Mimi Con tradition was born. Asakai, Rabsy, Strawberry, Anthills, Fizzyberry, Drunken Chicken, Kim Green, Dapper Cadaver, and Illusionary Man. Recipients of 10 additional gifted subs from Glitch. Thank you, dude. Very, very kind of you. Yeah, I don't know. I was just sitting here telling Chad about how I feel a little rudderless at the moment. And perhaps a 6.5, 7 hour card ride with Noah and Justin is just the medicine I need to gain some insight and clarity, you know? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Dapper Cadaver does sound like an awesome Isaac name. That's a boss that I want added. He didn't even realize, shit, I love this breakfast too. It's a win-win. What is this? 10 gifted to Taffy and I'm in. I'll make a bean breakfast skillet beforehand. How much to get you to eat a couple of cans of beans? Yo, listen. In the words of in the words of Warshak from Watchmen, paraphrasing, if you're trapped in there with me, and if I'm trapped in there with you, then you're trapped in there with me. Amber genuinely has already asked me today how my day is going. And my response was, ah, I didn't scream like that. It was more manly. My response was that, my gastrointestinal tract seems to be plotting some sort of rebellion. I am trapped in my office with myself today, and it is verging on unpleasant. Unless there's something going on with your treatment that makes your body do repulsive things, I'll bet on myself. I am shocked that Amber married me, thanks in no small part to some of the heinous shit I did on tour in that window, in that tiny window, 16-person passenger van. Some of the stuff that I did that tormented that cast when it was 12 degrees outside and we couldn't roll down the windows. My body is a walking war crime. It's gonna end in a draw because Justin's gonna jerk the wheel and kill us all, and it's gonna be ruled as a mercy killing. I don't want to sit here and like glorify my nasty foul ass body, but my nasty foul ass body is I'm nervous about going to get my hair cut today, if I'm being honest. I'm nervous about going to get my hair cut today. Oh, I thought I made that. When are y'all leaving? I think Sunday early morning. I'm not 100% certain. Like early Sunday morning sounds right. I've convinced my family our household is a no fart shaming place. I mean, like, I don't sit there and wag my finger at people who do it in my house, but that also doesn't necessarily mean that. Man, I wanted to use this on the demon beggar, but here we are. That doesn't make it pleasant, you know? Not shaming it doesn't make it inherently pleasant. God. I forget what that does. It's been such a long time since we've had the reverse cards, I forget what it does. Yeah, it's one thing not to shame people, but that doesn't make it smell like, you know, Drakkar Noir. 5 random pill effects, right. Shit. All in all, that worked out pretty well. My body is a war crime is the name of my sex tape. I actually thought it was noon Sunday, but I have no idea. I have no idea. I like, listen, on this adventure, you and Justin are the dick and I'm just the balls dragging behind. I am, and I don't say this in a derogatory manner, but I am just an afterthought in all this. I'm learning how to look forward to it. I'm learning not to be too terribly freaked out about being away from home for a week. I'm easing into the idea of trying to enjoy this and not just be, you know, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, every time I stream, I'm gonna have to log into Steam on a computer, make sure that what I want to have installed is installed, and then log out at the end of the day, you know? Because, like, they're all shared computers and shared streaming stations. So I've got all that kind of stuff rattling around in my head, and I'm trying to just relax off of it for long enough to enjoy the camaraderie of what we're about to all have together and the shared experience of it all. But that doesn't change the fact that, like, I, you know, for better or worse, genuinely just kind of feel along for the ride on all this. I have no idea what's going on. I just know that at some point we're driving to Kentucky and that Amber's looking after the cats. That is all I know for sure. Anytime, really. There we go. It's a ton of red heart health. You know what? We're going to the lamb. We're going to the lamb. Let's give Angel Deals a chance, you know? It's been a minute. We've got some time. Brother Bobby and Brimstone bombs on this run are not the end-all be-all. That's why you go fart in the data center. The air moves so fast in there you can hide the evidence really quickly. In order to get my ex comfortable with farting in front of me, I used to rate her fart, so she let one rip so bad I had to leave the room one night. She laughed so hard that night, I now miss that fart. I wouldn't worry too much about logging in and out. A lot of marathons are used to it, and I doubt there's bad actors who will exploit. Yeah, I mean, ultimately it's just I've gotten better about dealing with technical difficulties on the fly, but it is still unnerving when you've become accustomed over the course of several years to having everything about your setup and stream be one way, and then all of a sudden for a week straight it's not that way. You know what I mean? Plus it means that you guys know how defensive I am of my days off. Like, my days off truly are how I rejuvenate myself and how I manage to keep myself from going insane. This means I'm going to, and this is not bad or good, it is just the truth of the matter, is that I'm going to give up 2 of my days off in a row to cross-country driving, which is fun, but is not restful, you know? I'm gonna give up 1 day off to driving to Kentucky and 1 day off to driving back, which means by the time I get back to this office, I'll have streamed for 2 weeks straight without a legitimate day off. And that's daunting, you know? That's a lot. Ooh, boy. I am very fast. Which is good in this room in particular, because this guy's a dick. Just send hot lead down range and see what happens. Bean. I'm gonna work out travel details with Justin today. I'll hit you up with it back after stream about it. Fair enough. As I say, Justin's kind of feeling it. He's feeling like separation anxiety from his cats and all that jazz. And I'm sure he's feeling a certain amount of like tech anxiety and just like when you're off site and things are different. For, you know, whether you like it or not, the streams have a different air, a different quality about them. And that tends to mean, you know, your viewership's janky, the money you make is janky. But that said, like, Justin essentially streams whatever he wants, whenever he wants. Whereas I am a person who is rigorously scheduled. I'd rather have that, honestly. I'm a person who's rigorously scheduled, which means if I want to keep my schedule, I have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning and go live by 7:30 in a place that I don't live. I gotta wake up, find these communal bathrooms, shower, pull myself together, and then go find this communal streaming area and start my stream. It is... Oh, goddamn, I love you, Sci-Fly. It is a lot. It's a lot to process. You can do it, Taffy. Just think of the children. It's us. We're the children, but for real, you got this. It'll all be fine one way or the other. I just, I get a little freaked out when I'm not in control of my own in dominion, when I'm not in control of my own existence to a certain extent. Is it still the Eastern? Alexa, what time zone is Louisville in?
Louisville is in Eastern Daylight Time.
Oh, no shit. Thank you.
My pleasure. Just doing the job.
I didn't realize that. Apparently, Louisville is in the Eastern time zone, so I still only have to get up at 7:30. I don't have to get up an hour earlier.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
I just imagined Louisville, Kentucky had to be Central Time Zone, but I guess it's not. That is a small relief. That saves me an hour of sleep. Glitch, thank you for the gifted tier 1 sub to Celeste. Celeste, welcome back. Happy to have you. Yeah, Alicane, I had no idea that Louisville was in the Eastern Time Zone. DM'd you real quick? Alright. Let me get through this room real quick. Range. Yeah, no, there's absolutely... Justin and I have already talked about it. If for some reason things go absolutely sideways, 100% we can come home early. I live in a world where... Sure. I live in a world where if you and Justin are having a blast, and I'm just freaked the fuck out and can't get over it, I live in a world where I'll rent a car and drive home and it's fine. You know what I mean? But that's like, those are all extreme scenarios, you know? In extreme scenarios, yes, there is a world where we leave early and come back. Amber just goes, Justin, there's something wrong. Your cats are just liquid shitting all over the walls. There's cat fecal matter paw prints all over every door and window. You have to come back. They spelled out daddy come home and cat shit on the walls. Or if I'm in a place where, like, I'm trying to do streams with you guys, and it's not going well, and I've got people during my normal time slot, like, you know, Isaac's down to, like, 50 viewers in the morning or something. And I've still got to, like, hit my viewership numbers because of the contract. In stream time. Then there's a world in which I just go, this isn't working, I gotta go. The cat shit nightmare could happen. Yeah, that's, I mean, like, you know, every potentiality is kind of in play. What I'd like is to just be there for the whole week and have everything go reasonably flawlessly. And to just have a good time and come back with some neat stories and represent us well among a whole bunch of people that... There's a bunch of people in that group that I want to meet. I've never met Aurelian. I've never met Chef Andy. I haven't seen Big Giant Circles in years. I haven't seen Andrew from Approaching Nirvana in years. I would like to see these cool people and hang out with them. But, like, you know, when this is what you do for a living, when this is what you do for a living, oh, you little rat fucker. You have to be a certain amount of obsessed with it. I guess. Do I need... Is that Brimstone Mango Santa? Whatever. I believe it is, but... We'll go ahead and work on getting these deals with the Angels ramped. There's a lot of cool people who are going to be at this thing who I'd like to like see and spend time with and introduce myself to. But that's the thing too, is like this thing is a week long. Cons are not that long. Cons are a long weekend. So it's yeah, it's were there any keys in the shop? I don't think there are. Yeah, it's nerve-wracking to I don't think I've been gone. I don't think I've been gone from my house for a week since I've returned to streaming. So 5 years? I don't think I've been gone from my house for a week. No, that's not true. Yeah. 4 years. 4 years ago, I went with Nate to Irvine, California for Pretzel. And we stayed in an Airbnb where I streamed in the mornings from the loft. And we were there for a week and a half talking to people about Pretzel. That's the last time I can remember that I was away from home for more than a long weekend. I don't have infinite bombs anymore. I should chill that shit out. The longest I've been away from home in the last 4 years has been four or 5 days.
Hematemesis.
It's not great. And yeah, she's married to JP. I was gonna say, just don't be poisoned. Don't be a poison mushroom. That's all I can ask. So yeah, it's a lot of nerve wrack. A lot of nerve wrack. We. Got a couple of them with that one. Oh, Sci-Fly. He's gonna take you from us at some point, but until that time, know that you're my favorite. You and Guppy's Eye are probably my two favorite new items. Hello? What I wouldn't give for flight all of a sudden. Oh, Christina Hendricks. It is National Redhead Day for those of you who partake in that particular fetish. Also known as my people. That was how the Echo greeted me this morning. Was by letting me know it was National Redhead Day. And I was like, damn, Echo. I don't have time to masturbate. I'm already late. Mads, good morning. Is it a fetish when I am one? I don't think. I mean, I think so. Yeah, I would imagine. I'm a redhead. Do I get a free beer today? Were I running a bar, you sure would. I think it was sensible. It was sensible of me to marry a brunette with olive skin, my other type. But in many alternate universes, I am married to redheads for sure. I 100% think I'm going to play out that sack room. I should just see how the entire floor plays out.
Of the newest denizen of the cave.
My brother's blonde and red. Does that count? Sure. Strawberry blonde. I think strawberry blonde counts. Petrichor tier 1, 13 months. The lucky 13 and a taffy dab. Yeah, B Perry. In multiple parallel universes, I am married to so many redheads. And I probably have so many ex-wives who are redheads. I was only romantically linked with one redhead in my life, and man, it is a story of hot and cold for sure. A story of hot and cold. She found out I was single, tracked me down on an internet chat client at my dorm. Said, hey, I couldn't help but notice that you and what's-her-name aren't a thing anymore. And I was like, no. Squirrel Girl and I hit the bricks. We are no longer together. And she was like, I'm on my way to you this weekend. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, while I was with Ben and you were with Squirrel Girl, I want you to know that I always thought it was kind of a shame that you and I were not getting together. So I'm on my way to you to fix that. And I was like, yes. Yes. What my mouth said was yes. Yes. What my heart and brain and other regions said was yeah, like screaming Braveheart, yes. We've defeated the British, yes. Like it was arms above, like it was the hype emote. It was the hype emote, yes. But what I said was, yeah, that sounds delightful. Unfortunately for me, my birthday is St. Patty's and I'm a 5'2" ginger, so I am a leprechaun. You must get so sick of people you must get so tired of drunk people touching you on St. Patrick's Day. You are the equivalent, like you're the St. Patrick's Day equivalent of like a woman with a big 9-month pregnant belly walking into a room full of like boomers. Oh my God, look at how big your tummy is. Oh, I'm just gonna rub it for good luck. I'm just gonna rub it for good luck. Then on St. Patrick's Day, 5'2", redheaded, birthday on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I 100% refuse to go out to the pubs. Absolutely, I don't blame you. The number of drunk people who try to literally pick you up would be fucking stupid. Would be fucking stupid. I would be angry on your behalf. Too angry to enjoy either St. Patrick's Day, which is a holiday that I can fucking leave. Honestly, I'm not a fan. I've never really been a fan. Yeah. Ugh, no thank you. Gross. No, to bonkers, I was just saying I've only ever been romantically linked to one redhead in my life. It was a very nice girl, but it was very hot and cold. Whenever I was on her mind, she would find me aggressively. She'd just be like, I was thinking about you, and I'm like, oh really? And she's like, I'm on my way to you. You're mine now. And I'd be like, yeah, yes I am. But then when she was done with me, when she was like, let's put it this way, this girl was the reason I got a Facebook account a million years ago. I didn't see the point of social media, but this same girl before I met Amber, right before I met Amber, talked me into getting a Facebook account so we could stay in touch. And this same girl also, when she just decided she was done being friends with me, it was one of the first people to drop me from her friends list. It was very, very indicative of the relationship, quote unquote, that she and I had. Yeah, short people just love being picked up. You gotta infantilize them. They dig that. You gotta pick them up and refer to them as itty bitty baby people. They fucking adore it. Taffy, I got some more partners now, so I have 2 girlfriends and 2 boyfriends. It sounds like a nightmare to me. If you're happy, I'm happy for you. Just, ooh. You can't sell me on that. That is, to me, that just sounds like, hey Taffy, did you hear I'm simultaneously disappointing 4 people if I try to put myself in your place? I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm saying that if I tried to put myself in your shoes, it'd be like, Taffy, did you hear how many people I'm disappointing sexually at the same time? Yeah, I was never all that good with one.
Two of hearts.
Actually, you know what? I don't want to fight you. I just want to do this. I don't know what I was hoping for, but that's fine, I guess. It's funny, actually, because it seemed to me that JCOM was a big St. Patty's Day guy, so I naturally assumed shenanigans with you and him on the Big Green Day. Nah. Nah, I just don't like crowds. I was the same way with, like, New Year's Eve. Every New Year's Eve in downtown Boise, there'd be places that were... There'd be places that would drop... Oh my god. It's gonna be a lot of shuffling, but I guess bear with me. Also, I mean, for crying out loud, might as well. There'd always be some place with like a $20 cover charge that was like, it's the biggest New Year's Eve party of the year. And the last time I went to one, I think I was like 22 or 23, and I spent the entire night trying to catch the eyes of this like one very seductive looking brunette girl who danced like a siren. And it didn't really lead anywhere. Like, she basically said that she thought I was cute, but that she had like really no interest in getting to know me, and certainly no interest in going home with me. And I was like, that's all I needed to know. Thank you for your candor. And I dipped out. I literally walked home that night. Like, I walked home from that club and slept on my couch, I guess. Hi, baby.
Hey. Are you ready for food?
I'm okay for right now.
Okay.
Did you get my text?
I did.
Okay. Did you get a 20?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta pay my man.
I know.
Yeah, he makes me look respectable. So.
I got cash so we could pay these guys. So.
Ace of clubs.
Yeah, I figured, but if you got just enough cash to pay Leaf Guy, then...
Nah.
Okay. Good. We were just talking about how it's National Redhead Day. And how in multiple parallel universes I am both married to and divorced from many redheads. That siding with my other type, which is brunette with olive skin, was probably the far more sensible choice. It's certainly more evenly keeled, I'm sure. You are not. I would use many words to describe you, but volatile is not one of them.
I don't know. All the redheads I know are basically just like me. A very, very, very stable, calm.
Yeah, but you know nerdy redheads.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, not to detract from them, but like your redheaded friends are.
Yeah, I'm just saying redheads, aren't always the same. Some of them
That's
are.
yeah. Listen, I'm putting people into buckets here.
Stop it. Stop doing that.
Stop shitting on my stereotypes. You know, like Conan O'Brien types. Your redheads are all Conan O'Brien. I want to keep talking to you, but I'm stretching and it makes it hard.
It's okay.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna finish putting away groceries and I'll check back about food in a little bit.
Alright, love you. Hey Taffy, I have one girlfriend who deserves much better. That's how I feel. I've got one wife who married down. Walked home like you're gonna walk home from Kentucky. Like, genuinely, like, honestly, no, if I have such a bad night that my feelings are hurt, not at any one, but at, like, you ever have a night so bad that you feel like your feelings are hurt by the universe? Like, the universe kind of pisses you off? You're not mad at any one person. You just look around at existence and you're just like, why do you keep kicking me? Fuck this, I'm going home. And fuck you. And you just go home. That's like the last time I went to a New Year's Eve bash. I felt like I was looking at the universe going, what is your issue with me? Why can't I have a good night? I'm just gonna go home and go to sleep. Screw you, whatever's out there pulling strings. I'm a very St. Patrick's Day dude. My family celebrates it. My in-laws are big into it. I think I could do familial house parties, you know? I could do like a house party being put on by like family or something. Just hang out in the backyard, drink beer, get drunk, go to sleep on a couch, wake up, have a bunch of hot dogs or something, and then rally and have a couple more. That sounds great, but it also involves not going out in public. Let me finish this fight to Bonkers and I'll read that. There we go. This run's taking shape. I'm not using the mechanic because I just don't feel comfortable with how I would regenerate that health in the end, but it's getting there. Long time ago, before the earth cooled, I was with my cousins for New Year's in Kansas City, Missouri. I was sticking out for most of the night until we went to a bar after the ball dropped and we're getting some more drinks. Through reasons and some drunken savvy, I made out with a particularly cute female and was quickly ushered away by my cousins and his friends. Turns out the girl's boyfriend was none too keen I had done that. I was looking to have some words with me. I have a friend from the old cow town that I grew up in that I can know, I don't know that I can ever see him again. I was at a house party when I was in my late teens, early 20s. I think must have been late teens. Like I was 19 years old or so, because when the cops came for underage drinking, they hid me in a closet. I drank too much. I blacked out. Rubber cement, it's a rubber cement kind of day. I drank too much, I blacked out. The cops came for underage drinking. They stuffed me in a closet to keep me safe because I was in no place to run or defend myself or argue that I wasn't drunk. When I came to, this dude who was a big dude who was like a wrestler. Big, he's still big. He's still big in our 40s, he's a big dude. He had a girlfriend who was at the party, and I woke up to like his room being trashed. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like I had kind of come to my senses and I'd realized what was going on, but I was also asleep on top of a pile of shoes with a bunch of clothes on top of me. So I went to Simon. And I was like, hey man, what's going on with the big guy? He said, oh dude, the big guy is on a rampage. And before I could get anything else out of but he and I got into it over like a PE basketball game. And he was a state champion, sorry, several times over he was a state champion wrestler. I was woefully outmatched. But I also don't get bullied. Like I got bullied in elementary school and high school. I'm over it. I got over being bullied at a young age. I was just kind of fucking over it. I picked fights with people who could have killed me because I'd rather die standing up for myself than live a coward. Like, period, full stop. And genuinely speaking, for the most part, it only needs to backfire once, and then I'm a dead, courageous person, as opposed to a living coward, I guess. It only needs to backfire one time. But, like, there was a dude named Jared who was, like, the guy who ran our middle school. The tough, the street tough, rumor had it he had, like, opened up a guy with a box knife in a fight one time. Like, he was, like, not just tough, but, like, you know, was rumored to have been a criminal who had just not been caught yet. He was the kind of guy that you were worried not only would he beat you, but he might stab you. And I got in his face once because he was giving me a hard time in, like, middle school. And thankfully, he didn't just beat the shit out of me. He was so impressed by the fact that I stood up to him that he like forced me to sit with him at the middle school lunch table for like a year. It didn't really matter if I wanted to sit with him. He was just like, yo man, you got balls. You sit with me now. And I was just so kind of happy that he didn't beat me to death that I was like, yeah, sure, I take lunch with you now, I guess. Sounds good. Thank you for not leaving my lifeless corpse. Thank you for not leaving my lifeless corpse in a middle school locker. He was mad at me for talking back to him over something where he was bullying me and I just wasn't having it. And he essentially said something to the effect of like, oh man, you're asking for it. And I was like, your mother was begging for it last night. That's what I said. Like, that's how I de-escalated the situation, was I insinuated that I'd had sex with his mother. And he struck me as the kind of dude who had mom issues. So this is not wise. But I wasn't gonna cower. I wasn't gonna cower to this man. And so it was the same thing with Ty. Ty was a state champion wrestler who basically called me like a cheap basketball player because I didn't like let him get away with murder. When he shoved me, I shoved back. And so he decided it was on, and the state champion wrestler used all these incredible moves, and the next thing I knew was I was pressing my lips against the backside of my knee. I was like, oh, what do you know? It's my heel. I've never seen it from this angle before. So I had to pretty quickly acknowledge that this man had the skill set necessary to kill me if he so desired. So I panicked, and I saw his like basketball short wrapped scrotum hanging near my face because that's the kind of knot I was tied in. So I grabbed it and wrenched it like it was a paper towel I was trying to rip off. And honestly, once he realized that he was going to fight by rules, but I was not going to fight by rules because I would lose, and that when push came to shove, I would bite and claw and I would rip and tear until the job was done. To steal some quotes from Doom. Once I realized that if we were going to fight, there was no way I would win if I tried to do better, like if I tried to outdo him at what he was better than anyone in the state of Idaho was good at. No one in the state was better at wrestling than him. So I was gonna lose if I tried to do that with him. So instead, I was willing to maul him if it meant not basically dying by his hand. I'll take an I Can See Forever pill with me. Health up is not great because of just the sheer volume of red hearts we already have, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. Yeah, and then he let go. I was nowhere near where a state champion wrestler, but I bent a dude in a similar manner in college when they came at me. Wrestlers are badasses. Holy shit, yeah, Hawks and stuff. If there's anything to take away from this long-winded diatribe, wrestlers are especially like cowboy wrestlers, because I lived in a little cow town. Cowboy wrestlers are mean. I mean, not mean. I don't want to insinuate that they're mean-spirited. They're usually like really nice guys, but like cowboy wrestlers from cowboy country in the United States are tough sons of bitches, man. They are tough motherfuckers. I've got nothing but respect for what they are physically capable of, and the discipline that, the discipline and training they've undergone. But I'm also not gonna let one talk shit to me. I'm also not gonna let one talk shit to me. I'm not gonna let one shove me to assert dominance and then slink away. Picturing the Doom music playing with Taffy covered in blood and breathing heavy. I lost fights. I lost fights too, but I was no doormat. I was never gonna let people believe that I was a doormat. I'd rather take a couple of fights and win some and lose some. Animals won't eat you if they think that you hurt too much to chew, People don't fuck with porcupines and people don't fuck with porcupines and pufferfish for a reason. And it's not because they're big and scary, it's because they're a pain in the ass to eat. And if I wasn't gonna be an apex predator, I wanted to be a pain in the ass to eat. We always said the farm boys were the scary ones here in Wisconsin. Yeah, farm boy wrestlers, man. I would argue that farm boy wrestlers were the toughest kids in my school. The dude that wanted to kill me was not a farm boy, but his dad was a prick who hit him. So that stuff lived inside him. So I wouldn't have been doing I didn't luck out by finding the lone city wrestler. I found the city wrestler who had dad issues. I don't even remember if I popped that already.
The world.
Yeah, farm boys got that practical muscle. There's aesthetic muscle, which frankly is what I'm going for. I'm going for muscle that looks pretty. Farm boys got that straight up fucking functional muscle. That shit's built to do Letterkenny labor, you know? That shit's built to do Letterkenny labor. Yeah, go muscles versus show muscles, exactly. Exactly, Pat. Farm boys got go muscles, not show muscles. Porcupines are stupid as shit, though. They're illegal to kill in Canada because they're so easy to kill by humans. Not that that stopped my uncle from beating them with oars when they started eating his boats. So stupid they're illegal to kill, but a very tough meal for predators. That might be my Patronus, based on how you're describing it, chat. The porcupine, the humble porcupine, very well could be my Patronus. God damn, those things are a relentless pain in the ass. Yeah, but they're too stupid to kill. Like, we gotta at least take some pity on them. All right, fine. Yeah, the tummies on the world's strongest man competitions. Yeah, they got the what was those dudes throwing shit fits about like, oh, Thor from the upcoming God of War has got like a little pot belly. They're like, oh, why is he fat? Like, man, have you ever seen a world's strongest man competition?
Denizen of the cave.
Not a lot of 8-pack abs wandering around the world's strongest man competition. Glitch with the gifted tier 1 sub to 5-agin. 5-agin, welcome back. Enjoy the emotes, Glitch. Thank you again, as always, dude. Pat, how did yesterday go? I know, I keep up with you. I was listening to your Insta stories. I know that they kind of had you in a very hurry up and wait pattern. But I'm just wondering if the thing happened. And if it did happen, I was wondering how it went.
Experimental pill.
Yo, Ryan, happy Friday to you too, sir. If you can count abs, they're too skinny or dehydrated. Thick boys got tummies. I'll say this, my gym existence has been real intermittent. But I am built stocky like a farmyard ox. Oh damn, this is like like level with me. Is it nerd? I mean, like, you're getting paid for the days you're not working, so that's pretty great. But like, level with me. Does it? Do nerves and anxiety start to play a little bit of a role in just kind of like? Do you ever worry that you're gonna ice yourself? Do you ever worry that like when they delay like that over and over and over again, that you ever have a chance to get in your head? Or do you generally just find yourself like going, okay, well, I'll take another day and I'll work through all of the choreography, and then that way I'll be just as crisp when they call my number tomorrow? Are you too much the professional? I've never had abs when I was less than 18% body fat content, but I could pick up another 200+ pound dude in full armor and carry him 100 meters. Honestly, Loft Thriller, I am. I'm the best way I've thought of to describe the way that I'm built is that I'm built like a professional baseball player. I'm not built like a linebacker. I'm just not quite that broad. But I an NHL forward. I'm not quite as big as a defenseman. I think to be a defenseman, you got to be a little more stocky and a little taller. But I definitely think that I'm built like a professional baseball player or built like an NHL forward. Not like a center. I'm not like the skill guy who has to be protected at all cost.
Isaac!
Whoops. But I'm a stocky individual. Huh. I forgot what's going on in this run. You guys are being too entertaining as conversationalists. I have no idea. I forget what's happening on Isaac anymore. I think there was a sack room I wanted to play, but... I'm usually pretty calm. I psych myself up today. I rarely get nervous anymore, but this one's big, so I'm like 2% nervous. Ah, that's great, though. That's right where you... That's the fucking sweet spot. That sweet spot is where the nerves are a wisp. I'm like, obviously you're a stuntman, so the last thing you ever want to do is let adrenaline... I'm sitting here telling you how to be a stuntman, but more for other people, right? Like, correct me if I'm... Of course, correct me if I'm wrong, but like... The last thing you want to do as a stunt person is let your adrenaline get fired up, because adrenaline... you know, can sometimes just be called mistake fuel. So the whole point of it all is to create the illusion of chaos, but to keep everybody safe. But that said, I'd like to believe, based on the incredibly limited stunt work that I've done, that whisper of adrenaline also helps you sell it and makes it look good. Yeah, dude, I can only imagine. I've never really wrapped my head around. I've never really wrapped my head around sincere Hollywood filmmaking, so I've never really known. I know that like rehearsal is not always the most important thing on a film set. That it's almost considered like, you know, if you're in theater. If you're in theater, then rehearsal is everything. But if you're on film sets, I've been led to understand that rehearsal can almost be seen as like a luxury. Like, you're happy to rehearse if you can. If you have the luxury of rehearsing, great. Otherwise, you just show up and hit a couple of extra takes and just do it on the fly. Ollie Queen says, love you, brother. Gonna jump over to the wife stream. Have a good one. Ollie, appreciate you being here. Hope your wife has a tremendous stream. Does putting up curtains count as stunt work? If you're like me, cleaning out the gutters is the same as stunt work. I'm putting myself in huge danger every time I do it. I've been real conflicted about whether or not I miss being in film and theater. I don't miss the audition process, and I don't miss the amount of like political labor that goes into it. Where it's just like you gotta know and do and say all the right things to all the right people. It's the same as like Twitch, really, but like I'm way more financially invested in making sure that my Twitch career goes well. But it just I've been genuinely confused about whether or not I miss being in film and theater. I don't know if I do. At some point I may have to, you know, maybe on the downside of my Twitch career, when I start having more free time open up, maybe I'll have to dust off some audition material and go back into a couple of casting calls and just see whether or not it resonates with me. That I'm like, either I'll get back in there, audition, and go, holy shit, this is it's a whole different thing now that I'm older and wiser and not depending on this for my livelihood. Or maybe I'll just be like, oh god, no, never mind, good riddance. I was lab tech. I was a professional actor and did nothing else for like 5 or 6 years. Nothing super fancy. Mostly children's theater and some independent films and glorified community theater. I have 1 IMDb credit to my name. But yeah, for about 5 years, all I did was act, which is hard enough in and of itself. I didn't have to hold down a part-time job. I didn't have to like wait tables on the side. Yeah, for several years, all I did was touring children's theater, and then after that, like I did have to hold a part-time job after that, but I did I did theater in Philadelphia. I did theater here in Richmond. I did theater in New Jersey. What's your SAG name? I never joined SAG. I never joined SAG or AFTRA. I didn't do enough. I didn't do enough work in film to ever merit trying to get into SAG. I'll write something for us as brothers, dude. We honestly, Burying Joe would have been so good. I would. I want that. I want Burying Joe to have. I found the script. Can you believe that? Amber and I were digging around in boxes, cleaning out. Like when we moved, we had we had no bookshelf space in the library. Well, now that my father-in-law built us this wall of bookshelves, Amber opened up a box, and inside the box was a copy of my script for the independent film that Marvel Stunts and I met on, where he was playing the like leader. Marvel Stunts was playing the leader of our group of friends, and I was cast as Matt, and in parentheses it says the lovable loser. And I'm irritated at how well I was cast. Matt, the lovable loser. So Amber opened up a box and literally found the script for Burying Joe. We only ended up filming like, it was basically, you guys remember Sideways with Paul Giamatti and what was it, Thomas Hayden Church? I could pass as a Matt. It bums me out. I don't think Matt's a real flattering name, but I think I look like a Matt. I got a cousin who's a Matt, who's way too handsome. He's Matthew. I don't want to sell him short. He's Matthew. He's not a Matt. I think I look like a Matt. A floor mat. Ayo. We only ever ended up filming like 2 scenes. But it basically was like, it was like Sideways with Paul Giamatti. The story was that this group of friends, I can't remember exactly, like Pat, if you remember better, correct me if I'm wrong. But it was a group of friends coming, whatever.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
It was a group of friends coming back together to go to like, God, it was like your ex's dad had died.
Experimental.
Yeah, Matthew is gorgeous. Matt's a troll. If I could find a photo of my cousin Matthew, he looks like an Italian surfer. Olive skin, tanned, French Italian, jaw length hair, abdominal muscles, not a hair on his body. Born tan. Yeah, Matthew, my cousin Matthew is handsome. I look like a Matt. Rusty Brazenfire gifts a tier 1 sub to Matt. Wherever he is, he's underwhelming. He's grateful, but a very underwhelming person. I was gonna say fuck you, Taffy, but I do fit more as a Matthew as well. See, there's a big difference. There's a big difference between, I think, Matt and Matthew. I don't want to shit on any of. Whoa, nope. I don't want to shit on any of our Matts out here. Because Daredevil's technically a Matt. You know? So there's exceptions to every rule. But it does feel like the producer and director knew what they were doing writing me as a Matthew. Or as a Matt. Yeah, your ex's dad had died, and we all decided to go to the funeral because you had hopes. It was like, it was the road trip of Sideways mixed with the...
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
It was the road trip of Sideways mixed with the second act of High Fidelity. Second act of High Fidelity. Brother, what a night it really was. Brother, what a night, Angina's tough. A Laura's Dad tribute mixtape. Yeah, it was the road trip of Sideways mixed with Laura's dad died from High Fidelity. And that was the entire film, and so it was Pat's character didn't want to go to this thing by himself, so he assembled his crew of friends, and I was the one with a license and a car. And so I grudgingly and neurotically said yes. And we engaged on we embarked on a road trip to take Pat to find his ex and help her bury Joe, her father.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Rusty Brazenfire drops a tier 1 sub to Shit Matt. He knows what he did. That guy's a Matt if ever I've seen one. I'm not gonna fuck Matt McConaughey. Who is not gonna fuck Matt McConaughey is more a realistic question. Too Forgetful gifts a tier 1 sub to Fat Matt. I wasn't fat back then. But they did say, like, you know what kind of stung? When they cast me as Matt the Lovable Loser. They cast me as Matt the Lovable Loser, and I said, okay, well, to get into character, what, if anything, do you need me to do? And they said, nothing much. It's basically everything you've got going on is perfect. Don't change your hair, don't lose or gain weight. Everything about you is basically what we see when we think of Matt the Lovable Loser. And I was like, oh, man. I was hoping there'd be... Yeah, just be you. That's it. You basically nailed it. Don't worry about it. You got Lovable Loser written all over you. That's why we cast you. I'm not gonna lie. It hurt to steal a quote from Will Smith and Men in Black. I'm not gonna lie. That hurt. We filmed 2 scenes. We filmed one scene where we were driving. There's a part of me that thinks this could have been a really good movie, and then there's a part of me that like some shit happens that it's like, I don't know why that was in there. One of them was that we saw a woman in white pants hitchhiking, and that the dudes in the car were trying to convince us to pull over and pick up this hot female hitchhiker in white pants, and that I have a conniption fit because I've got a phobia against women in white pants. And if that scene's not weird enough in and of its own merit, it continues that we see literally a second identical woman 2 miles down the road hitching the exact same way. And then everybody in the car is basically like, don't pick up the mysterious hitchhiking twins in white pants. So that's one scene we filmed where we rigged the it wasn't like a stunt setup where the car was being towed behind another car and it just looked like I was driving. We were filming a scene with me actually driving a car on a New Jersey highway. And I just drove up and down a New Jersey highway, and we just did take after take after take. That's true. We all did assign which roles we would be in Sex and the City. We all did the cosmopolitan. Not to date this script at all, but we all did the Cosmo. Which Sex and the City character would you be? We also, it was kind of fun. We were shooting fake behind the scenes footage, and I was the shitty diva. I was the shitty diva who just railed on everybody and everything in this mockumentary behind the scenes footage that we pulled together. That was pretty fun. I got to throw huge gripes about like how cheap the production was and how poorly they were taking care of us and how we were working for exposure and how the catering sucked. It was like The Office. Like I would basically interrupt what were meant to be like heartfelt, like, oh my god, yeah, the director's great, the producer's great, my other castmates are great, and then I would just like kick over a table in the background, and the director would like swing the camera over and see me throwing a gigantic fit about the fact that our catering was just cold cuts and bread in the trunk of a car. Which was actually true. Our catering was cold cuts and bread in the trunk of a car. It was pretty fucking low budget. Metal Land, welcome back. Happy to see you. Long time no see. Good to have you back among the fold. Break a leg, Pat. Have fun kicking Brad Pitt's ass. Biting my tongue right now. His story to tell is just awesome. What he's potentially doing today is fucking awesome. It also is weird that nope. Pat, you fucking just sit on it. Just sit on it. Just sit on it. You don't have to say every fucking thought that comes into your head. You don't. There's no rule that says you have to say every stupid thought in your head. Let the man be the narrator of his own life. I gotta NDA that shit. I gotta respect the fact that my friend spoke to me in confidence. God, what was the other one? The other scene that we filmed from that independent film. In real life, I was so mean to this. There were 4 of us. It was us. I'm shit with names. If Pat hadn't come back into my life, I'm not. And if I hadn't kept such good track of Pat on social media afterwards, I don't know that I would remember Pat's name. I'd remember his face. He doesn't want to do the laser attack, huh? Well, fuck you then. I'll just sit here and beat you to death. I don't give a shit. We had a beautiful blonde actor, and she was like she was Pat's female friend, and then we had a friend who was like the eye candy pretty boy. And I was really fucking mean to him in real life. I don't like that. I don't like that memory's associated with that, like what was otherwise kind of a fun gig, but I was a total dick to that guy. If I ever get the chance to like make that right, I will be very happy to make that right. But one of the scenes we had was picking. I don't need to pick up any of this stuff. I don't think I'm gonna risk fucking up the run for this. All of those things are cool, but none of them are necessary. They would just make the run be in doubt. That's actually pretty good though. If I start spitting out soul hearts, then maybe I'll do it. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I was sitting there thinking to myself like, oh, if I get rid of all these red hearts, but that's not what's happening here. So yeah, one of the only other scenes that we filmed from that, because we only really filmed 2, was picking up the pretty boy from his farm. And we felt so cool, like now with drones, getting angled shots, it's almost like now that everybody's phones shoot in like 4K high def, getting a high quality picture is not hard like it used to be. It used to be if you wanted to get a crane shot, you had to get your hands on a fucking crane. And so we felt so lucky that the farm we shot at, the guy had a cherry picker. So we used it and simulated a crane shot. And we felt like such badass filmmakers. You know what I mean? We used this cherry picker to have the car come up into the driveway and have the camera descend from a high angle down to dashboard level. Like we timed it out. we timed it out so that the cherry picker stopped moving right about the exact same time that the car was right up against it and went from treetops down to like right at eye height. And that felt so cool, but now with drones, anybody can get that shot. Anybody with a drone can recreate anything from drone, like from crane shots to like helicopter shots and overheads. It's kind of neat. Ow. Sure. Might as well pick that up too. I don't know what I'm saving that for. I'm more nervous about this room than I am about the lamb fight. Dude, it keeps spitting out half batteries. Like, that's my reward for filling up the gauge, is to get half of my money back. It's like if I were saving up a dollar to buy something that was a 50-cent token. Non-freshman gifts a tier 1 sub to Metal and I'm also less talky, more cocky. You see me plenty. Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, you know what? I'm glad your alternate account is now subbed again as well. Freshman, thank you so much. At least a drone is less expensive than a crane. No, that's what I'm saying, is that like I'm not shit talking now. I'm saying that like I am envious of the modern independent filmmaker because they have they have less expensive, equally effective. Get the fuck out of here, man. They have less expensive, equally effective methods at their disposal that I think are just so fucking cool. But when I tell people, I'm like, oh yeah, we were able to do like a crane shot because we had a cherry picker, is like telling somebody you felt really excited because you found a VCR. And then you know, like, or telling people a story that involves like, oh yeah, so my friend had a beeper. So if I do have any younger viewers in the channel, I feel obliged to explain to them why getting a shot from a high place was very weird and awesome. Ow. This run came together though. What is it? Beeper. Every time I hear the word beeper, all I can think is Tom Hanks in The Terminal. I have beeper. I'd say like 70% of the thoughts I have are just Tom Hanks in The Terminal. I rewatched that with my kids relatively recently, and I just didn't realize how many little random quotes are fluttering around inside my head from Steven Spielberg's The Terminal. They still use pagers where I work. Just so many things that I take for granted based on my youth, and then I have to realize that some of those things have not been a thing in a long time. Just tell the younger ones back in the old day, drones were bees, and we got 1 horse to 1 gallon of wheat, to the gallon on wheat. I'm finally starting to get hungry, which is good because it's just about break o'clock. I got about 2 hours of stream left. So the moment this run's over, which we've had 2 successful runs today, which feels really good, we'll switch over to Shovel Knight. Call it a day on Isaac. And I'll roll out of here too. This is the one room where I'll use the mechanic as it's drawn up for Eve. Only because I know I'm going to come in here at the end and just chariot car the rest of this idiot's life away. That's it, right? I've done Delirium, I've done Mango Santa, so there's no reason for me to do anything else in this run, if I'm not mistaken. A fax machine should die in a fire. There's no reason to still use them. I get given shit because I still have a printer at my house. Secret room R key, a victory lap? Why would I do a victory lap? You don't even get credit for those. Unless you get the R key, no. Yeah, I guess I can go take a look. I don't mind. Like, just kind of, I say dragging feet. I'm just kind of, yeah. I got a couple of minutes before this alarm's gonna go off, and I need to go request some lunch. I suppose so. Leftovers sounds good if I was sitting down at a table and eating, but I don't know that I want to shovel salmon and roasted root vegetables into my face. I guess just like a big sandwich or two. Ramen, like honestly, for the first time in a million years, ramen doesn't sound good.
Alright, sandwich.
So I guess just a sandwich, either a big sandwich or two small sandwiches. Love you, woman. Ow. There's literally business spam that still goes to fax. I play D&D, my printer gets an okay amount of views for the character sheets. Yeah, I mean, I still feel like there are a handful of items. There's still a handful of items that I like to possess in printed form. I feel like ramen's one of those things that if I was seated at a table with no real pressure except just to eat my food, and not like, oh man, if I take too long to eat this food, people are gonna be staring at me, or people are gonna be leaving chat. I can't think of anything tasty to eat. I can't think of anything tasty to eat that involves effort that I'd be willing to put in the effort today. I don't know, let's give it a shot. Why not? Can't confirm fax machines get a shit ton of spam. I would not have anticipated that. That is truly news to me. Go get him, Sci-Fly. You're doing great. I still don't have flight. I need to remind myself I still don't have flight. Dude, I could go for a fried bologna sandwich. Fried bologna sandwich sounds dynamite. Like a big honkin' sandwich sounds good. So I was telling Amber, like, she can one regular sandwich or one big sandwich or two little sandwiches, because I'll basically just take the two little sandwiches and stack them. I can see forever. Ow. I'm always worried about that clown dropping bombs on me, and it always blinds me to the other stuff that's happening in the room. This chat is filled with people talking about fax machines. If they ask me at Minecraft, what's your chat like? What's your channel like? And I'll be like, well, the other day, my chat was filled with boomer Twitch viewers talking about fax machines. I'll be like, oh, really? Does it ever make you self-conscious about having a viewership that skews older? And I'll say, no. They have money, and it's pretty great. Other day, someone said bologna's just a slice of giant hot dog, and I can't unhear it. That's fine. It's so good. I struggle with eating bologna if some component of the sandwich is not warm. So if we're not gonna do fried bologna sandwiches, then at the very least I feel like I need to have the bread toasted. I can eat a cold bologna sandwich, but that's where it starts to like, that's where it, like, I can see why people would be turned off by it because it is it's a very fatty cut of meat. And I feel like it needs the heat to offset like how kind of cold and tacky it can feel on your tongue. Here's the thing about fax machines that are still around and people still expect you to fax stuff to them. I have no reason to go down to the next floor. None whatsoever. So I'm just gonna end it.